Everybody. This is day 924. 924 days since Richard went missing from the barracks there at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. Let me start my Facebook stream. Yeah. And it's a sad day. It really is a really sad day. Um, if y'all didn't know this, please pray for Julie Hawk and family, because they had to go through the sentencing of the murder of their son, Austin Hawk, today. They're in Savannah, Georgia. Um, I did talk to her yesterday. Okay, so let's see if I can see if I'm live on there yet. And there I am. Okay, so um, I am such a lightweight, y'all. I am such a lightweight. When I say our 44 four-star generals and admirals, those demons, those criminals, highest crimes, I am such a lightweight because that doesn't even put a good picture on how rotten they are. The weight of what they are doing right now, what they have been doing. It is so destructive, so deceiving. Everything they say they stand for: loyalty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. I'm missing one. None of it describes them. They are completely, none of that is what they trained in, who they are. It is, I'm such a lightweight because I don't know how to express the evil that is coming forth from the Pentagon, the evil that is coming forth from 44 four-star generals and admirals that have control over our service members, that have control over our equipment, that have control over our weapons, our fleets, our bombers. They are, I cannot, I can't express it. My education, which yeah, many years in school. My Oma, my grandmother, my German grandmother, she had 6 years in school and she was far more educated. She could write. She could write and she could calculate and she could cook and she could knit and she could do things. She could do things. Yeah. And she knew how to think. She knew how to think. And praise God that she was my grandmother and that I have the parents that I do. We are so conned into thinking that our schools, that our universities provide us with an education. It just provides us with schooling, just schooling. And one of that is the lie that the moon is made out of rock. Let's go there. Y'all, the moon is not made out of rock. Take a picture of the moon. The other lie is the Good War. The Good War. No, let's let's not go there. And the other lie is that our military is defending our Constitution, the land, and the people. And I am always shocked because when you ask people what the Constitution is, they don't understand. They just don't understand that it is the law, yeah, the form of government that we have, but it is the land and the people. It's all for the land and the people. So that's why they can make fun of the Constitution or they can ignore the Constitution because to them, it's just a piece of paper. It's just, you know, ink. It's just old. And we are. We are the oldest country in the world right now. I believe so. I believe we are the oldest country in the world. That's how long that Constitution has lasted. What it produced at the beginning and how long it's lasted. Nothing compared to Byzantium, though, which we used Byzantium. We used the Justinian Code to form the laws of this land. Absolutely, we used Theodora. That's why I painted Theodora. Where is she? Let me see Theodora on there. There's Theodora. That's Justinian. Yeah. I did a study and I was so amazed because it put so many dots together. And this is Richard. This is my beautiful son. Let's see if I can get him on there. There he is. Yeah. And so yeah, I did that study and I just thought, why don't we study Byzantium in those many, many, many years and hours of schooling? Yeah. Why don't we study those that have been successful time and true, right? No, our schools, like our barracks, have become not a place, not a place you'd want to send your children. And I know, if you live in a small town or in a good neighborhood, you may debate me on that one. But I think also it wasn't until I homeschooled that I realized what our all of our children are missing, what they're missing out on. And Richard had that kind of life. Of course, we adopted him when he was 5. He didn't speak a word of English. He was kind of shy. He was kind of shy. He was so cute. Oh my gosh, he was so cute. He loved ice cream. He loved ice cream. An ice cream cone, and that was really wonderful to him. And he never had to step foot really day to day, hour after hour in a school. He didn't have to do that. And so was he not prepared for the evils? Who is ever prepared for evils? who is ever fully prepared. Austin Hawke went to school. Was he prepared for the evils? Enrique Roman Martinez went to the school system. Was he prepared for the evil? Vanessa Guillen went through the school system. Was she prepared for the evil? So the homeschool argument that Richard was not prepared, um, that's a losing argument. He was a black belt in karate. He knew how to fight, but he knew how to think. And child sex trafficking and child pornography is not okay. It's not okay. And when you know the destruction of it, then it's really not okay. When you know where it's coming from, where it's going, what surrounds it, then it's really not okay. And so there's more at stake, and you have to think outside of the box. And so today is really a sad day because Byron Booker, and I'll turn it on real quick here. Here he is. Let's see if you can see it. Is it letting me turn it on? There it goes. Here he is. So here he is. This is the man that, I don't know, what can you call him? Murderer. The murderer of Austin Hawke. And I don't think Austin Hawke was ready. He was a whistleblower. And he never ever knew that, well, we know at least one in his unit, but I would say his unit let him down. And I might catch some flack for that, but no one called 911, y'all. No one helped him. No one helped him against this murderer, 7 years, his senior, and planned. This was planned, y'all. It was 2 months in the making. 2 months. This was really so clear. It was like the Walmart shooting. You have footprints, you have blood, you have his glasses. Right, so his blood's in there, his glasses are in there, his footprints, bloody footprints, very bloody footprints in the hallway, leaving, and much more. The text messages, the corroboration with Jordan Brown, who is, let's see, I have a picture of him too. Put my glasses on. There he is. This is an article from today. You don't really see it on national news. I don't know why. I mean, this was huge. I'm trying to find the picture. There is. Okay, there that is. There he is. So there's Jordan Brown. The CQ. The CQ in the barracks. Can you believe it? And so, okay, all of this is so evil. You've heard it over and over again. That this ex-Army sergeant who was thrown out plotted with Jordan Brown, the CQ, to silence Austin Hawk, let him in. Um, Decided to murder him in right there on Fort Stewart during COVID, on Fort Stewart. Not only that, but in the barracks, in his room, no forced entry. He wasn't prepared. He wasn't prepared. He was in his pajamas. I mean, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. He didn't have much clothes on. And Jordan Brown just didn't go in there to slit his throat, which he did slice his throat. Um, but 39 wounds to his head. That's anger. That is anger. That is brutal. That's not just wanting to kill someone, that's wanting to slaughter someone. And like I said, the blood was everywhere because when you attack the head, just like with Vanessa, if you're in medicine, you absolutely know this. I remember my Oma falling one time and hitting her head, and just a little cut, and the blood just comes out, gushes out. The head bleeds a lot, a lot. A slit throat really bleeds a lot. The blood was everywhere, is everywhere. The room is going to be, I was told, it will be closed off. My husband told me he wouldn't even want to be in that building. I mean, look at Pelosi goes and gets an exorcist for her house. I think, should the army get an exorcist? I don't know. When they're the ones that are the demons, maybe the exorcist needs to go to the Pentagon, right? So, yeah, they're going to close up that room. But my husband was like, I just put up a tent and sleep outside. I wouldn't want to sleep in that building. These poor soldiers. They are so mistreated by their 44 four-star generals and admirals. I'm just such a lightweight. I can't even tell you how bad they are. Because they did a plea deal with Byron Booker and Jordan Brown. Okay? And this was a kick in the teeth to every service member and family member and families. A kick in the teeth. Because they care more about the media covering this story. You see, it has very little coverage. That's what they wanted. A plea deal. They didn't want everyone to know that they are grooming murderers, that they are grooming rapists, that they are grooming drug addicts, that they are grooming alcoholics, that they are grooming mentally unstable people with PTSD on mental health medication, that they are grooming those to accept rape, those to accept sexual harassment, those to accept doggy porn cults, those to accept porn cults, period. Grooming our nation, our volunteer sons and daughters to accept extortion, accept racketeering, and on and on. And on and on. Child pornography, grooming. Well, because they are so pro-porn, they absolutely support child sex trafficking. We know that. The two of them are together. They fit together. There's not one without the other. They're Siamese twins. Porn and child sex trafficking are Siamese twins. Thank you, yay. Thank you very much. Um, so who are these 44 four-star generals working for that? I mean, now today we have this balloon that's supposed to be Chinese up in the sky. Um, and they don't want to shoot it down. Oh my gosh, it might hurt someone. I mean, they are the biggest frauds. The biggest frauds. We're fast, we're quick, we got it together. And they can't even retrieve a balloon. Um, you know, it's like, and all their, my Oma would say, Schlappermund, die Schlappermund, the lips flapping, plop, 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 like this. Um, these 44 four-star generals, they would click hills so fast so that every soldier would go like this, right? Um, and get that Cobra Strike. Get that Cobra Strike. And yeah, they got everyone real fast. Not everyone, because Command Sergeant Major with his Major General Clem Coward, because Command Sergeant Major Jakovitz told me that they brought in girls. That means Major General Clem Coward. They're together. They're Siamese twins. Like porn and child sex trafficking, Command Sergeant Major Jones or Command Sergeant Major Clem Coward, Jakovitz with Major General Clem Coward, are Siamese twins. And they brought in the girls during the COVID. So, they knew. They knew. They knew it was crimes against humanity. They knew it. They knew it was political hit job. They knew it. And where was the media? The alternative media, because my husband is a physician assistant, retired physician assistant. We were looking at every medical alternative media. That's how we found Dr. Tom Cowan. That's how we found Dr. Andrew Kaufman. That's how we found the Bailey doctors. That's how we found Dr. Lenka. That's how we found many, 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 many others. So many others. And many were just cut off, like after 2 months, Like 2 months, you had some people already looking into things and saying, wait a minute. Why are you doing this? Some people have severe medical issues, and you can't just across the board prescribe a Cobra Strike. You get cut off. I think that is a very valid discussion. And they got cut off. What do you, excuse me, the younger people have zero risk. Why are you targeting the younger people? The only people at risk here are 70 and above with comorbidities. Oh, you get cut off. Yeah. And who's financing all of this? Who is directing all of this? Who's creating the task force Cobra Strike? The task force mask the soldier, mask the service member. Task force close all non-essential. I've never ever forgiven them for that. Never. And CID special agent, well, I was essential. Okay, yeah, you're really essential. Just a minute, let me go throw up. And I'm not saying he's not essential, But how bold and how proud and how conceited that he thinks he can sit in a seat and call himself essential, and a waitress trying to feed her family in a nice little restaurant is not essential. It's just totally disgusting to me. Okay, so go and sell your body instead. Go and sell your body instead. Um, and I mean that not. I'm just saying that rhetorically, right? Wow. Um, so here in the middle of all of that, girls being brought in, um, barracks flush with weapons, and marketplaces for illegal drugs, and studios for porn. I'm not joking. Uh, broadcast areas, special areas. Come to this area. We're broadcasting the new porn made by Sergeant so and so, made by First Lieutenant so and so. Come and see what they have created. Um, yeah. But make sure you go to the Wi-Fi of old old deployments, you know, or old tax documents. And the password is just say no. The password is um, retaliation if you say so. Um, Retaliation if you say no. Let's just say that. Just say yes. Just say yes would be better. And retaliation if you say no. Yeah, it's a long password, but we have to be password protected because we don't have our cat cards. No, it is the biggest waste of money right now because we have no defense. And am I a little sour tonight? I guess because it's either I'm sour or I am crying because that this happened. And it didn't just happen. It happened right before they found Vanessa Guillen, and right after they found Enrique's head along the shore, having been chopped off with a hatchet. And they just don't, the media just doesn't cover it. They are too busy working for foreign and domestic enemies, along with the military. There's some truth in some of the media, but they have masters, y'all. And the 44 four-star generals and admirals, I don't know their position because they have the full force of the military at their fingertips. So I don't know. Seems like they've got it made. Seems like, because what is a king without without his knights, right? Nothing. If the king doesn't have a military, if the king doesn't have a defense, if there's no knights, um, clever swordsman, then you can forget it. He's not going to be king. So who are we right now? Because we're defenseless. We have a balloon in the air, and they're giving they cannot contain it and bring it down. Yeah. Wow. Oh, they've never thought of that before. Like 911, right? Oh, we never even thought about that could happen. You know, it's just such all lies. The moon is not a rock. Okay? The moon is not a rock. And one day I'm just trying to figure out how to keep Richard's um, case alive, because they were trying to do everything they could to bring it down. And I'm just looking at his picture here. And someone texts me and says, "Of course they're going to lie to you about your son. If they lie to us about the moon, then they will lie to you about your son." And I was like, what do you mean? Lied to us about the moon. And God is so amazing because I went out into the garage and opened up the garage door. And right in front of me was the moon. Almost full, not quite full. I posted those pictures and I took a picture. I said, "Oh, let me take a picture of this and zoom in a little bit." Oh my gosh. The moon is not a rock. The United States has no defense. Take a close look. Take some pictures. Zoom in. The United States has no defense. They are serving foreign and domestic enemies. Why do you think they are concerned about another place in this world besides the United States right now? We are, what, $32 trillion in debt, and we have nothing to show for it. Where are our jobs to clean up around the road? My mom was like, geez, we could use some new roads and clean up around the road. And, for $32 trillion, we should even have silver roads, right? We should have the most awesome infrastructure for that. But no, our defense has been hijacked and we have been left to be raped. And then they take our beautiful flag and our beautiful USA, our beautiful uniforms, and they do things in the name of the USA that the people have not even voted for. They haven't voted for it. They don't want it. No. And then when the time comes that maybe we can vote, well, we're left defenseless there too. Yeah, that was clear. That was clear. And anyone, and I don't even have to, if you don't think that we are way above just, normal corruption, because there is always corruption, right? We're supposed to restrain evil. We can never fully get rid of evil. We can restrain it. And but we are way beyond that. And I think the guest on Tucker Carlson that I played yesterday very clearly showed that. So here's Austin. He's so beautiful. Whistleblower. And yeah, the apple of Julie's eye. And he's gone. He's gone. Yep. And do you know that Vanessa Guillen was a whistleblower? And I believe Enrique Roman Martinez was a whistleblower. And Richard, also whistleblower for child protective services complaints. We have been told that, very good source, that he was trying to expose many for child sex trafficking. And I would like to know what happens to a first lieutenant that gets caught with child pornography. What happens? What happens in an investigation? Do they ask, oh, did you make it? Did you make it on post? Did you make it on our installation? Did you make it in our buildings? Are you broadcasting it on our post, in our buildings, in our barracks, in the motor pool, wherever you have maybe the Wi-Fi server? Yeah. What are you doing with it? What happens? Because I haven't seen too many stories. Who has some stories where service members have been caught with producing porn and then broadcasting it on the military installations. Because don't tell me that's not happening. Or selling it to sex hubs. Hmm? Don't tell me that's not happening. The production is going on. The broadcasting is going on. It's going on, y'all. And what are these 44 four-star generals and admirals saying? Oh, service members will be service members, Keep it in the bedroom. Is that what that? No, no, no. That's old. That's old. Now it can be all out in your uniform. I can show my erection. I can admit that I am rearing pups. I can admit that I am part of a sex porn cult while I'm active duty military. Freedom of religion. Freedom of religion. Y'all, there are boundaries. And, sometimes people don't want to say it, but God makes the boundaries. God makes the boundaries. That is the law book. Every word that proceedeth from the mouth of God is law. It is law. And he sets boundaries, perimeters. And they gave perimeters to Julie about her little speech. I'm like, Julie, how dare they make perimeters for you? They don't respect any other perimeter. What happened to your son? Clearly murder. Clearly not protecting a whistleblower. Clearly not training for battle buddies to have I'll have your six. I'll have your six. Leave no soldier behind. Army strong. Army of one. These 44 four-star generals have betrayed us. Have betrayed us. They've kidnapped, they've hijacked our military and left us defenseless. It's clear as that. High crimes, y'all. Crimes against humanity and treason. As big as that. And I'll say it again. Crimes against humanity and treason. And they'll have to stand in front of God for that. No wonder they were all shaking in their boots. Or getting real angry, How dare you call me out? That's what these demons do when you say, you're committing crimes against humanity. You're committing treason. And then they get mad. While they're stabbing our young soldier's head 39 times. How dare you say I can't do this? You got a plea deal. How dare you say I can't rape a soldier? Shut up. How dare you say I can't sell you illegal drugs and make money off of it? Pass it around a little. How dare you say I can't ruin this country and disrespect the Constitution, ruin the land? Because all this talk about climate and all of that, $32 trillion in debt, where in the world are the farms, are the care of the land? Just the care of the land, the love of the forest. because you have to care for it. Anybody that's of the land knows that the land cannot just be the land. It needs a caretaker. A garden needs a caretaker. A forest needs a caretaker. A field needs a caretaker. An ocean, a lake needs a caretaker. I remember a little pond right by our house in Germany. They would drain it every year and clean it out and then open the springs back up. And people could swim in there. The frogs, oh my gosh, the frogs loved it there, right? They were just crazy. And the fish were there because, they only drained it so low not to kill any fish. And the fish were in there. So, in the forest you just have to take care of it. And the barracks, you have to take care of. Your units, you have to take care of. Your family, you have to take care of. So it just doesn't happen. And that's why there's perimeters. You don't bring in those things that are going to snowball and hurt your country, the land, the animals, everything. You think these murders didn't hurt the land? It hurt the land. It hurt the land, y'all. Hurt that building. Sopping of blood. Sopping. And I know other things. It hurt that unit. There's a lot of crying family members in that unit. Those service members that, you can say, oh my gosh, they didn't call 911. They didn't go in there to help them. That's right. And you're not talking about the civilian world. You're talking about supposed to be a highly disciplined fighting force with lots of leaders, a chain of command, so that it can be a highly disciplined fighting force. And during World War II, with millions of service members, we had 7 4-star generals. We have 44 of them right now. We've given them everything. Let's give you 44 4-star general billets with full staffs and everything you need. Everything you need. A 4-star general gets everything they need, and a lot of respect. A lot of respect, and helicopters and drivers and an endless pocket. $32 trillion in debt. That comes from most of the DOD. So, which I'm coming full circle now. Who funded this mess in the last 3 years? And in the last, but the whole medical thing. So now they can't win a war on purpose. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. Oh, we're almost there. Almost there. 20 years later. Hurry up, get out, and leave everything behind. Even our night vision technology. It was the DOD. The DOD is the one that contracted out the likes of Walgreens and CVS. They're supposed to be defending the land and the people. And then, which brings me to another, let's see if I can find it, and I'll post it up. Another thing that I found today, that I made a little, just pray for Julie, because she had a hard day. She had to hear the sentencing of desktop. Okay. Um, of Byron Booker today. And she was given an opportunity to talk. So I don't see that covered on the news. And it's huge. Because it just shows how bad, how evil our 44 four-star generals are. And, the training comes from them. The op orders come from them. The operational orders come from them. If they want to lock heels, we saw it. We saw it with the whole COVID crap. Sorry. I'm just so sad about. I'm so sad about the betrayal of those that we've prayed for, that we've given everything to, everything that they want, and they've betrayed us with the worst, not just a little crime here or a little lie here. No, I'm just such a lightweight because I can't even describe the damage their crimes have done. Their treason has done. And so I made this TikTok today, and whoops. Let's see if I can make it bigger. How do I do this? And I want to play this desktop. It's weird how this is. I think you can see it though, right? Yeah. Okay, so here's this TikTok, and it says, where are the 44 four-star generals and admirals that are supposed to be defending the land and the people, the Constitution, from foreign and domestic enemies? Because this is 96 food plants in America have been damaged or destroyed under the Biden regime. They're not predicting food shortages. They are planning them. That was what was out today. And I was like, oh my gosh, where are our generals and admirals? Because who is planning them? What foreign, let's see if it's a foreign enemy. They should be on this because every country needs a defense. Okay? Every country needs solid money, a solid currency, right? Which they are destroying. So we need a defense. We need a solid currency. We need food. We need food and clean water. So a defense, food, clean water, absolutely good, trustworthy currency. And, that should be at their top. At their top. At the top of the list of defense. And law and order. We need justice. So, anyway, I made this TikTok. I hope you enjoy it. Not enjoy it. How can you enjoy it? But I made it. Share it. Share it. That's the best. That's the word. Share. Oh yeah. So I added the father-in-law of the Lieutenant Colonel Bugado in the G3 of the 32nd ADCOM that walked into a Dollar General and said he was with the FBI. We know he's not a special agent, but what could he be? That FBI informant? And tells the we have the whole thing. That is just part of the little thing, and we also have her testimony. But he says the FBI, you can take down the flyer there because the FBI has found the remains. We're looking for the remains of Richard in Juarez, Mexico, and has found it. And she's like, really? Wow. Is he alive? No, he's dead. He's dead. The remains. He's dead. I say remains because when we called up the Department of State to verify if the FBI had been looking for Richard there, we have it on record. They said yes, they were looking for the remains of Richard. So it's all about the remains of Richard, which doesn't make us happy. And why did they lie to us and say this is just some guy? Where's the report? Where's the official report on that? Because we have new information. We have, the VIN for the truck, the blue truck with shaved handles. And we have information about horses. We have information about child pornography. We have information about Juarez, Mexico, and what it has in common with Sunland Park and El Paso and Fort Bliss. We have it all, y'all. We have names. And we just need a law enforcement. This is why this needs to be shared and why I'm trying to keep this alive, because we have it. We have it. We need Richard's remains. Is the FBI, if they found Richard's remains, then they must be hiding his remains from us because we don't have his remains. And if that's happening, there's a huge cover-up going on because of the border, because of child porn videos, because of human trafficking, child sex trafficking over the border, military involved in it, other agencies involved in it. And so, and I have to say it's so risky. Why are you saying it? How long are we going to be afraid and not talk and not risk our lives? Because, I'm German. I'm German. I'm American. But with that German heritage comes a lot of stories and a lot of stories of dead people. And there's no excuse saying, I just, was trying to get by. I'm just trying to get by. And I know a lot of people are, and I'm not trying to put anyone in a certain situation, but you need to find a way and make a way, even if it's anonymous, because we have no defense. And we have a Chinese, so I don't even know if it is, balloon that can just float around above the United States and take pictures and whatever. I wish I could get into that high balloon and take a few pictures of myself, because I'm hearing all this other stuff about this map behind me. And I'd like to know a few things. I'm looking into a few things, looking into the Milky Way right now. That's wow. I think they've lied to us about a lot of things. And and charged us for it on our own dime, lied to us on our own dime. And this is our defense right now. We are defending somebody, some foreign and domestic enemy. We're not paying for our own defense. So we're paying for our own destruction. Because if things like this can happen to Austin Hawk and the media is not covering it, the national media is not covering it, something's up. Yeah. And that's the same. This is my complaint with Angela Kocherga, is that she has some other agenda going on. Because in our discussion, there were many times in there that she forgot about Richard. She forgot about him. She has a different agenda. And, you know, um, and who she was talking to. She was nice, but there were many times her darts came out. And I'm like, look, I don't get on TikTok, and I never will. Well, you don't have a missing son. All right? Don't try to belittle me for going on TikTok. Did Judge Rodriguez help you? Did he help you? Did he help you? Did Judge Rodriguez help you? Is he helping you? I'm like, 100% he helped. He went to the authorities. He deserves accolades. Why won't you give him accolades for uncovering a CID special agent leaking out of the Fort Bliss military investigative division on a missing soldier and many other soldiers, to his very, very close friend, Leilani Hart, who you give all this credibility to, which is interfering in my son's case. Of course, that was a huge help. Huge help. Yeah. But our son's case doesn't get covered. It doesn't get covered. The truth, the crimes upon crimes upon crimes in our son's case do not get covered. So this is our recourse to live stream. So share it a lot. And if you can give me any tips to make it better, please send me tips. So I'll look at the questions right now. Do you have any? Comments? Okay. 7 people watching. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. If you have any questions, just write them in there, and I will. I've been getting a lot of things lately, so I hope I don't miss anybody's questions. I try not to. But it has been, the news cycle is crazy right now, and we have learned so many things just in the last few days, which was really, I want to thank Angela Kocherga for that. Even though she doesn't want to cover my son's case, and our interviews probably will, my interview or my discussion with her probably will go into the dustbin. Very, very few. Look, at the media is not even covering today's sentencing of the brutal slaughter of a distinguished honor graduate of basic training in AIT. See, that's what Richard and Austin had in common. They were both distinguished honor graduates for their cycle in basic training and advanced individual training. And he, it was his job see something, say something. It was his job to do it, and you should see how the media covers it. What they call him, not a responsible leader. They don't call him that. Um, yeah, they align with the same narrative. Um, they're up to no good. Let's just say that they're up to no good. So, but one thing that has brought to light is my understanding of many things. Like now I understand how Judge Rodriguez knew about the leak through this combined Veterans Association and his volunteerism in that. Um, Now I understand how that happened. And through that, we've gotten some attention and more information. More information. So that's what makes me ask the question, what happens when a first lieutenant is caught with child porn? I'd like to know. So, and this big horse industry in that area, that's part of this case. And of course, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is all over this. Okay. And that's why I've been asking for them to please contact me, 941-677-0060. Please contact if you are a Mormon, if you are a leadership in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and shed some light on this, because it's all over this. It is all over this because you have to cross the border to go to the temple. Okay? There is no temple in El Paso. You have to cross the border. And Mitt Romney, the Romney family, the Farnsworth, the Hatch, Jones, very big names there. Hart is a big name there. So, they could be a little light in all of this to help us find Richard. And there's still a $150,000 reward, you know. So, for credible information leading to finding Richard. So, you would think that they would want to participate because, the cashier there at Dollar General and one other young lady, they're way up there in receiving the reward. If we can just get the law enforcement agencies to do their duty, then they, in 1 week, we would know. And yeah, so we're working real hard. This is our recourse to go live. So please share. Please share. All right, everyone. I will be back tomorrow. God bless you. And please pray for Julie tonight. Please pray for her peace and some happiness and joy and all of that through all of this grief and sorrow. I was just preparing for Sunday for the Sunday school class, and we're doing 1 Corinthians 13 about love because of Valentine's. We're making some Valentine gifts, and I was reading through it and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. So tonight, if you want to have a little pump, of joy before you go to sleep, read 1 Corinthians 13. Yeah. And you'll have direction. Absolutely. So anyway, that helped me today. So God bless you, everyone. And I will be back tomorrow. God